There are things we can control and others we cannot. But rather than harping on the uncontrollable, 17-year-old Ramila Damer chooses to boldly take on life.
I see life as unpredictable, and if life is to be unpredictable, then I say that you should live it to the fullest at every predictable moment.
No matter how good or bad that moment seems. For life is learning from the unpredictable.
Learning is one of my biggest passions. I've loved to learn and just absorb new knowledge about things that I didn't know before. And I feel like the more you learn, the more empathy you can have as a person.
A lesson Ramila Damer learned from her own experiences.
I remember it like yesterday. They called and they said, hey, we want to talk to you about your daughter. She has sickle cell disease and we want to get her started over here at St. Jude doing clinicals. And I was like, wait. What do you mean sickle cell disease?
Sickle cell is a disease where red blood cells, which carry oxygen through your body, are shaped like these, a sickle shape, and can slow or block blood flow.
I found out on campus at college. I was participating in a blood drive, and they called me back way back then and said, hey, you have a sickle cell trait.
In order to have sickle cell, both parents have to carry the trait. So when Monique met Ramila's dad, he too got tested.
They said he didn't have a trait. So we had our first daughter, no trait, no nothing. What happened was when his doctor tested him, they only tested for the main sickle cell trait and not all abnormal hemoglobin. So he actually had a recessive trait, but his trait with my S trait did make sickle cell disease.
The beginning of the unexpected.
We had our first hospital visit at 2 months, and that's when she actually had to stay in the hospital. When she was 4, she actually had parvovirus, and it actually caused her to have her first transfusion. It was a lot of things that we had to kind of deal with. Scary, a lot of times, because you never really knew the outcome of when we were going down, whether or not it was going to be something more serious than the last visit. But still, just really kind of making sure that we speak up and be her advocate in terms of, what we're willing to accept and asking those questions about what's next.
Questions Ramila would soon have to ask for herself.
I was able to absorb what the doctors were telling me and start to be comfortable enough to ask questions like, okay, what do I have? What is this?
Becoming an advocate for herself, especially when feeling pain.
When I get to a pain crisis level, that's where I get to points where I couldn't walk in my most recent pain crisis and I can't really move. It's almost like a paralyzing pain. I've become resilient in a sense because I can go through the day without looking a certain way and making people think, oh, is she okay? When I do show pain that I'm having and people don't know what sickle cell is, instead of invoking empathy, it invokes pity, and then it becomes this thing of, well, you can't do this. Are you sure you can do this?
Which the short answer is yes. Embracing those predictable moments to educate others.
I have the opportunity to tell them what sickle cell disease is because I've kind of become this advocate for myself.
And others. Ramila is the Sickle Cell Foundation of Tennessee's Youth Ambassador. She also received her Girl Scout Gold Award, spreading awareness about the disease. And as a musician, producer, and DJ, fully living life.
Monique, how would you describe Ramila in one word?
Ooh, one word. Extraordinary. I mean, she's the total package, She's talented, strong academically, a student leader. I mean, she's just extraordinary. I mean, I'm amazed at all that she does and all that she is talented at.
I'm very grateful because I know I've been very blessed to have them throughout my life as a solid support system, and I would not be where I am today, especially as aware and as much of an advocate as I am today without the support of them and the encouragement from them.
An encouragement Ramila shares with others living with sickle cell.
Beneath all, the truth is that you deserve to be heard and you deserve to be comforted. Get what you deserve. Chase after what you deserve. Advocate for yourself. And as much as it's scary, the gratification that comes after and the satisfaction that comes after will outweigh it by tons.
Ramila is a high school senior ready for that next step. And although she doesn't know what the future holds, you better be sure she's ready to live life to the fullest.